All right, you guys. Hello and welcome to Team Play Hard's weekly team call. My name is Ellen, and tonight I'm going to base this call, as I have so many of the team calls I've led, off of a topic that came up in our mastermind, the mastermind call that I'm in. Oh, I'm so excited that Diane just came on. Diane's my new coach, you guys. She's awesome, and I can't see her because her video's not on. I can't see you either, Heather, but Diane, I'm so glad you hopped on. Okay, so Keyshawn Greaves is a regional sales manager. I actually used to be under her because she did the West region before I became under Doug and Brittany. So I actually know her personally, and she did our mastermind call on the topic called Vaction, and that is vision and action put together. It's not vacation like I thought it said, it's Vaction. And so basically, that's what we're going to talk about today. It's totally fitting for it being the new year. Oh, good. You guys are showing up in style. So we're going to talk about 2018, and we are going to cast our vision and action, set a mission statement for ourselves and all that stuff tonight. I'd like this team call to be pretty interactive. I won't put anyone on the spot. It's not true. Sometimes I do put you guys on the spot, but I'll try not to put anyone on the spot that I think like wouldn't be cool with that. But it's going to be interactive. We're going to do a lot of reflecting, a lot of planning. I will try to keep it to the half an hour mark. The call was based on, the mastermind call that she led was based on these 3 books. One of them was the 12-week year. The other one was Think and Grow Rich. And the other was Write It Down, Make It Happen. You don't have to write those down. I can give them to you later, or someone can type them in the chat bar or something. But I've only read the 12-week year of those 3 books, and it was one of the best books I've ever read. And I was like, I need to read that at the beginning of every year. And so if you haven't read the 12-week year, I highly, highly recommend it. I've definitely heard of Think and Go Rich, but I hadn't heard of Write It Down, Make It Happen. But I do believe if you write it down, you can make it happen. So I probably like that one too. So I wanted to recommend 12-week year to you. So a mission statement. How many of you guys remember there was a national wake-up call about 2-3 months ago where the speaker talked about having a mission statement? Do you guys remember that? Kim's nodding. Jake's nodding. Sherry's nodding. Okay. We are going to write down a mission statement tonight. So what a mission statement is a formal summary of your values and kind of what you want to achieve. So when I remember back to that national wake-up call, it had a little bit more density and texture to it than just that description, because she was talking about how it should reflect who you are, because your mission in terms of this business will tend to attract people that are like you. So you guys, I just want to give you a couple minutes to write down a mission statement, just a brainstorm. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just what's a kind of a formal summary of the value of your values and what you want to achieve. Here comes Dana. And, it can be in general in life. Better yet, it can be kind of specific to coaching, kind of specific to what we do together. Are you guys writing down? Okay, good. I was like, Sherry's not writing. She's looking at the screen. And then I'm like, oh no, she's typing on her computer. She is writing down. if you were looking to add someone to your team, you would want, Dana, you're writing down your mission statement, like a formal summary of your values and what you want to achieve. So your mission statement would be, if you were sharing with someone about the business, and you were sharing with someone kind of like you, it would hopefully attract them, draw them to your mission. They would be drawn to your mission if they're like you, and we attract people that are like us. That's why I attracted Diane, because we're birds of a feather, right? She's nodding. Does anyone want to share what they came up with? And I'm not expecting anything like refined, because this would be like draft mode, because you haven't had much time to think about it. Anyone?
I'll go first.
Good, do it.
We're like, my mission statement is to be available to help people get and stay healthy and active through exercise and their lifestyle growth, and just mentoring that diet is a 4-letter word and it doesn't exist. It's healthy habits and healthy lifestyles. That's it.
I love that. And that scale is really a 4-letter word.
Yeah, it is. It really is, without an E on the end of it.
All right. And that was awesome. Anyone else want to go? Kim.
I'll go. I want to do my best to achieve all that I want in life, and also help others to not only see their potential, but to help them never give up.
Read it one more time.
I want to do my best to achieve all that I want to in life, and also help others to not only see their potential, but to help them never give up.
I love it. I love it. Dana.
I put, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Oh, now we can't. Hold on. Let me unmute you. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
My mission statement is to help and support people grow in their health and fitness through mind, body, and spirit, so that they transform from the inside out.
So good. So good. Anyone else?
I'll go.
Okay.
My mission statement is to promote health and fitness on a global level in a fun, innovative, and authentic way.
That's awesome. And while wearing really cool socks.
That.
And while inspiring people to rescue dogs.
Yeah.
I want to show women who are bored, anxious, broke, how to become free emotionally and financially while becoming the most confident, joyful versions of themselves. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you for engaging. So if that's your mission, your vision is your desired future position. And of course, we're kind of talking in terms of this company. Diane, you're brand new to us, so you probably don't even understand how the whole thing works yet. I mean, I know you don't, because we just started the new coach training yesterday. Today. We just started the new coach training today. If your mission is your formal summary of values, your vision is your desired future position. And then these two things should hopefully be interchangeable, even though they're going to be worded really differently. So I'll give you an example. I'll go first, and then I'll give you a chance to think and then share. So my desired future position, and this has changed, over time, but my desired future position for this year would be to become a 10-star team, and whose 10 stars, meaning 10 diamonds, right? Those stars would all be at least 2-star. And that's because at 2-star you are you are getting a sizable, substantial income at 2-star. And not necessarily before then. And so that's part of my goal and part of my mission, right? Was the financial freedom piece. So if my mission was to show women who are bored, anxious, broke, how to become free emotionally and financially while becoming the most confident, joyful versions of themselves, that is also my vision of becoming a 10-star whose diamonds are 2-star and above. And I mean, I almost said 2 to 5-star and above. And then I'm like, no, 2 to 10-star. And I'm like, shoot, I don't care if I'm a 10-star and I've got 15-star coaches. I want them to be successful. Wonderful if they're more successful than me. So let's just take a couple of these for the sake of time. What would you say your vision is in it? I'm talking your desired future position. Anyone want to go? And it should tie in with your mission.
Well, I have to learn some things first, obviously a whole lot of stuff. But my vision is to, or my mission ties in with my vision, because the more informed I am about the product, the more I can go out and talk to people, and I can build a whole group that is either in or out of the gym because of my particular age and because of the classes that I teach. I've got a whole world that's typically not at the gym. So, totally. And that's where I meet people most of the time. So
I love it. I love, you guys, see, this is what, like, your vibe attracts your tribe. Like, I love that Diane joins our team and is like piping in right away. She's like, I'll go. I'm a leader. I'll speak up. I love it. You know? Okay. Anyone else? Let's do one more. Sherry, hot seat. She's like,
I just had to unmute. So I'm working on it still, but like my vision and what's on my dream board is I want to become an elite coach. Yeah. I want to learn all the ins and outs of it because I know it's very complex, the way the system works, but that is my ultimate goal to reach. I want to be elite, and I want everybody under me to be moms.
That's awesome.
All other moms, and help other moms have financial freedom and be able to stay home with their kids just like I am doing.
Jake's like, this team has become sexist overnight. No, I know, because I've never.
I'll allow husbands, but
I have like the coolest dudes in the world on the team, right? But like I've noticed, like, it's women that are mostly like my stuff and follow me. I can tell, and I mean, I have more of a heart for women. I mean, I love cool dudes too, but okay. So let's keep going. So. In this Vaction call, we were encouraged to come up with joy goals. So just write that down. We're not going to work on our joy goals tonight, but I think it would be a good project for you to pick up as homework after the call. Joy goals. And if you could just think of, like, this took me all of 0.0 seconds. Like, my most joyful moment of 2014 was on Christmas morning. Something happened in my house that just has never happened before. I mean, my kids are huge, like, they're grown, and they're not my husband's kids. And so there's that stepdad, stepkid thing of a blended family that, if you know, is challenging. And Christmas mornings honestly like suck at my house because my ex always it's just like we do Christmas morning and then the kids go and they go to my ex's and his family, and it's always, you know how Christmas is kind of anticlimactic, you know, there's all this build up for all this time and then it's like, oh, it's over and now I spent all this money and it just ended. It's like heightened like that for us, because it's like we do this morning and we have breakfast and we open presents and it's over, and then the kids are gone. And it's emotionally hard on me every year. And that happened again this year. But before it did, we all got in my bed, the whole family, and watched an hour-long stand-up comedian. And I mean, my dogs came in the room. They didn't really fit on the bed, but they tried. And we all sat in my bed and laid back on pillows, and it was the most joyful moment of my entire year. Anyway, so my joy goal would be to create more moments like that. So that's your joy goal. It's very personal. It's what really makes you joyful. And then your personal goals would be things like, I want to get organized digitally and in my car and in my, you guys have seen my desktop. Your personal goals would be more along those lines of something to, like getting organized. Your Beachbody goals we're going to talk about tonight in our time remaining, which isn't very much time. So let's talk about it in terms of 3 phases. And the 12-week year, that book that sort of this content is sort of based upon, the author of that book, I forget his name right now, he wants us having quarterly goals every 90 days, 12 weeks. Because when you give yourself an entire year, your brain is like, I have forever to achieve this goal. I have an entire year. I have until December 31st of 2018. And I'm not even used to writing 2018 yet. I've got plenty of time. But when you give yourself 90 days, you're like, oh crap, I need to have X, Y, and Z done by the end of March. And I can kind of feel the taste of March in my mouth right now. So that's sort of the idea behind breaking it up into these increments. So you might need to reverse engineer your goal. So quickly, write this down. What do you want to achieve? Just write that down, or you can write down that and the answer to it. What do you want to achieve? It should be very similar to what's already in the forefront of your mind. So like for Diane, it might be to get to know our programs and products better, because remember that was part of her thing. For Sherry, it might be to understand the elite program. So make sure it sort of ties in with what we've already discussed. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do with what you want to achieve? And that's actually like our real why. Like, what do you really want? What would you do with it? What do you really want? And then when do you want to do it by? I'm going to repeat those and give you some time to answer them. And then you're going to have to kind of put them all together into one smushed up thing. So what do you want to achieve is question number 1. Question number 2 is, what do you want to do when you achieve it? And number 3 is, when do you want to do it by? All right, I'm going to give you a couple minutes. So the really hard part now is taking those three things and trying to weave them into one thing. It can work. So what do you want to achieve? What are you going to do with it? And when do you want to do it by? So can anyone kind of put that into Dana?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I want to achieve 3-star diamond, preferably by the end of summer, because I want security, purpose, and to make a difference in the lives of others.
That's good. That's good. Uh-oh, hold on. Diane, you're muted.
Sorry. What I would like to achieve is to get the knowledge of the products and programs, and I'm giving myself to the end of March to do that. That's my 90-day goal. And with that information, I do want to start building a team, and I want to have that in place by June to start to building the team. So that's where I am right now.
I want to encourage you, because you're going to start with 80-Day Obsession. You're starting with the most comprehensive program that has ever been out. So I'm very confident that if you can help us figure out, if you can, the nutrition piece and all of that, you can figure out any of them after 80-Day Obsession. It's definitely the most comprehensive and complex. Okay. Anyone else?
I'll go. Am I still muted?
Oh, is that you, Betty?
Yeah, that's me. I'm also on the phone because my headset.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me turn it up. Let me turn my computer volume up. Okay, talk loud. Go.
Might be me too. Hang on. Wait. There we go. How's that?
Good.
Is there an echo? Oh, good. Okay, so there's just me. I'm getting a little feedback. So actually my goal, I wrote it recently, and it's my long-term goal, and I'll eventually break it down into 90-day goals. But my long-term goal is to achieve financial independence by building a sustainable 500 PB group and becoming an elite coach and mentor. I'm going to do that by, or when I do that, I'll be able to work when and where I want to, and set a schedule that provides quality time for my family and my other interests. And I'm going to do that by March of 2021. And that's my 30-year retirement date from Northrop Grumman. So anyway, I have to get 30 years, so I got to keep working until then. So I got to replace my income by then, and it's a lot of income, so I got a lot to do.
That's awesome. I'm so glad
I built that actually because I rewatched the team call with Jake with his great affirmation. I rewatch that all the time.
I have shared Jake's call with some women who take my class at the gym who have no interest in becoming coaches because it was such good content. And they're like, wow, your team is really cool. I'm like, I know. I'm actually going to talk about Jake's call tonight. It's it's in my notes. So, and also, Betty, I was going to talk about 500 PV. So I'm glad I'm going to springboard right off of you. I'm playing with a couple of different renditions of this last assignment, one of them with a summit deadline, but the one I kind of think I'm going to share with you guys tonight is I want to have massive results with the team in 80-day obsession, because there's so many of us doing it together, not Jake, but I want to have massive results, and in the process of obtaining the results collectively as a community together and sharing that like we're going to do, that we attract people to our light and to the energy that we have. I sound so woo-woo-y, I don't know why, but I do. That we attract people to us, and that we're able to sponsor and enroll new coaches, and that we can help them become Emerald strong 500 PV teams. And in doing that, you guys, it helps achieve my other vision of becoming that, because we all need that all of us together. And I want that by, April, the Success Club trip. So yeah. Okay. Let's move on. The little part about that is once you have that dialed in, and it's probably just still a draft right now, but if you guys can tweak it and tighten it up and make it awesome, put it in a visible place. Frame it, put it in your bathroom, put it on a Post-it note, on your coffee pot, whatever. Okay, so phase 2. So phase 1 is just kind of creating that that is your vaction, your mission, and your vision. And then phase 2 would be creating an action plan. So what small actions are necessary along the way? We've already touched on Sherry needs to wrap her head around Elite. Diane needs to wrap her head around how our company works and what products we carry and all of that overwhelming stuff that I don't envy you for having to learn. And I think Dana has a question.
No, just really quick. A matter of fact, I thanked Jake today because this last month, because I was trying to stay focused, I did the affirmations daily and frequently, and I feel like that's what helped me in December.
In December, when Dana led our team in Success Club again. Okay, so what small actions, this is the practical nitty-gritty of how you actually do it. So it's not just this lofty thing that's out there, but how do you really go about it? So for me, I need to figure out Facebook ads. If I can't figure them out quickly by myself, I need to invest in the Jesse Regan or a Shalene program and figure them out. Do you need to set up an Instagram account? Diane. Do you need to, what do you need, do you need to dial in and budget yourself business hours? What are the practical steps that you need to do? So you can just write that down. We don't need to open that up for feedback because we're running out of time right now. But phase 2 is basically your action plan, because without action, this is just like a waste of our breath and time tonight. So phase 3 would be simplifying. You don't need to do it all. This is like the most liberating thing that I'm still learning about the business, because you guys, mostly all of you actually, know me well enough. I thought I had to do everything by myself. I just thought that's what you do in this business, that you just like from scratch have to do everything by yourself. You open your own team page. You make your own new coach training. You lead your own business presentations. You figure everything out and you do it all yourself. And I've learned that that's really stupid. And we need to lean more, which I'm loving doing, on one another and their unique strengths. So if maybe you don't ever want to do business presentations. Don't. I do one every month. Use mine. If that's never going to be something you enjoy doing or wouldn't feel comfortable in, or that's not your wheelhouse, don't do it. Do something else that you're strong in. I like when we go on these like summit, our thing, I can't figure it out how to organize a group of people and how to figure out the travel and the money and the food. And I can't do it, but Kristen can, Bobby can. And I can just let them. I don't have to figure it out. I can just say, you guys, I can't do it. I'm not good at this kind of thing. I don't know who's going to do the dishes after every meal. I don't know. I don't know who's going to collect the money for the the Airbnb. So we're all going to be good at things that no one else on the team is good at. And we're all going to suck at things that someone else is great at. So we just need to better, I think, as an organization together, figure out each other's strengths and highlight them. One thing I'm learning is that, like, even the team call, I thought I had to do it like every week by myself. And look, like, I don't. Like, Sherry led a team call that was fantastic. Leona led one of our team calls, albeit I was on an airplane and only heard like a few minutes of it, but it was fantastic. Jake's call was, Kara just led an amazing team call. Jelliet's last week was amazing. I mean, I need to lean on you guys who enjoy public speaking to help shoulder. So you don't need to do it all. You don't need to create a new coach training until and unless you really want to. Okay, so that's that. Just simplify. Simplify. You set your mission and vision, your action. You figure out the practical steps to get there, and then you simplify and you lean on the team. Okay, I got to wrap it up so big. Oh, I really wanted to talk about this. 2 disappointments that happened to you this year in business. 2 disappointments. And how did they help define you? Just take a second to write it down. 2 disappointments. How did they help define you? 2 achievements. I was going to share and get really personal with you guys tonight, but we are out of time, and I'm trying to be better about that. So I won't, because I would go on a 10-minute tangent. But 2 disappointments in this last year, and how did they help define you? 2 achievements. I guess I'll leave that one alone. I was really excited to have that discussion with you. But maybe we'll have another opportunity to talk about those things. And then I wanted to close with this. What are your dominating thoughts? Some people are dominated by thoughts of like, I can't do this. I don't have what it takes. I see those people on Beachbody Champions. I'm never going to be one of them. I just don't think I'm cut out for this. Some people are dominated by those thoughts like that. What are your dominating thoughts? And I love this statement, your thoughts become things. Your thoughts become things. I wanted to close by saying, if you haven't, and this is before Betty said what she said, this is in my notes. If you haven't listened to Jake's call about affirmations, it ties in really well with this, because thoughts become things. And Keyshawn talked about positive affirmations in the same way. Keyshawn talked about setting this up in a visible place, put in a picture frame or whatever. Jake said to do the same thing. It's very similar, and they could go in the same place. So what are we going to celebrate in 2018 together? What are we going to become together? So many of our, like just listening to some of our visions and missions, those interchangeable things, so many of them were the same, even though we said them differently. So that's all I've got tonight. I hope that was helpful. If you are inspired to kind of refine and tighten these things up or elaborate in some of the categories like your joy goals and your personal goals, if you haven't done that already, I would encourage you to do so. And yes, Diane, I will hook you up with Jake's call. So good. I'll actually text it to you tonight. Or I don't know what I'll do. I'll get it to you. I've got all kinds of, oh no, I'm not texting you. No, your phone is possessed. All right. Any thoughts in closing from any of you? You guys feel good about the new year?
Yes.
Me too. All right, stopping the recording.